this is Lena, and I'm back with another Deluxe video. Yes, another one, indeed. To finish off my round of getting through all the event rewards in 3 days. Even though that's not necessary and absolutely, not how everyone else is playing the event, because it is not necessary to finish the event in just 3 days. But I do this a lot. I mean, I've done it in Baguio Record too, where I just finish the event in 3 days. And no, I don't do that in Gyms of War because the event is a grind, and well, I am less motivated to do that because of the grind. But then I grind in other games instead. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, I'm aiming for a turbo duel to get the title with, so I'm going to have to fight around so the turbo duel shows up. Because apparently it hasn't been triggered yet. But I know that it will be triggered soon because it often does trigger pretty quickly. I mean, honestly, if I keep dueling as Quattro, then, I mean, whenever I grind, the raid boss is just like, the raid boss just is always on. He's like, I know you're grinding, but I'm going to kill you. Yes, he's like, I'm going to kill you, so feel the despair, because I am watching everything, and I know that this world is doomed. Aporia, I think you went to the wrong planet, Earth. I think you're actually I think you're actually talking about this one. No, that's bad, that's so bad, and kind of in bad taste, but also, I mean, that's kind of the problem here. You know, I don't have a lot of hope for the future. I do not. I've had a problem with this in the past, and I've had to stop thinking about it because I kind of think about a lot of things because it's so easy. Like, I know that for a lot of people it's easier to sweep negative things under the rug, but that's not the case with me. In my case, I notice the negative things and I talk about them. And I mean, the negative shit is exactly how I managed to go through 2 years with anhedonia without noticing that I still had it. Yeah, that's how it happened. I was focusing on negative bullshit. And I was able to get through those years not realizing what was still there because I wasn't focused on pleasure. I was focused on all this negative bullshit happening politically and on a global scale. I wasn't focused on pleasure and enjoyment. I was focused on other things. So that's basically how I managed to accomplish something that weird. Now I'm not sure if I should pay attention politically next year, but I'm going to have to. I don't necessarily want to, but because of how this country is, apparently, I have to pay attention. Yes, you can sense the salt in my voice, can't you? The salt is real. Seriously, being American sucks. Do not come here. If you want to go to an English-speaking country, do not pick the United States. Pick a different one with more culture. Yes, pick a different one with more culture. I really don't think that there is much culture in this country, to be honest. It's not even because I'm joking about it. It's like, I don't even think there is a culture here. Like, if I talk to someone outside of this country, I just, they'd be very surprised to hear me say that I don't really feel like I know much about my country. I don't feel like there's much of an identity to it. I don't feel like there's anything that separates it from any other cultures out there on the planet. And do you know what that means? Well, it means that the United States doesn't really... It's young. It's a young country. That's what it means. It's a young country. Now, astrologically speaking, the United States is going to have its Pluto return soon. And It's next year on February 21st, 2022. Do you know why I can remember that date so well? Well, because my exact Saturn return is on February 22nd, 2022. So my Saturn return is closely linked with the Pluto return of the United States. I mean, to be completely honest, that's kind of been... I've already determined that my future is pretty much tied to the future of this country. But astrologically, that's like right in my face. I'm just like, what? I cannot believe that this evidence is right here. But it's also terrifying that my Saturn return is so closely linked with the Pluto return of the United States. Like, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to be okay? I don't know the answer to this. I don't know. Am I going to be okay? This is very terrifying, but because I know that Pluto in general is a very, it's not a planet that people like. Now, obviously, I like it, but I'm also very sensitive to the influence of Pluto. And now, if you don't believe in astrology, then you think what I'm saying is complete bullshit. But trust me, astrology works. If you disagree, either you don't have the privilege of having our birth details, or 2, your birth time is wrong, or 3, you don't know anything about astrology, or 4, you're just a skeptic that isn't giving astrology a chance, or 5, you just don't really care. Or 5, you just don't really care. It could be either of those, even a combination. Now, my sister is unfortunately a part of the she's unfortunately not even able to know her sun sign because she was born at a time that isn't recorded. She is from a country that was very poor, and there are no official birth records for her. So my mom gave her a birthday, and it may not be her actual sun sign. But I also don't know what her actual sun sign is. And I'm just sitting here like, well, it would be interesting to look at her chart if I had the details. Now, I'm pretty sure that Leo somewhere has to be in that chart. Now, I don't know if her sun is in Leo, but if so, that's an interesting coincidence. But, I mean, my sister doesn't even have the privilege of knowing if Leo is her true sun sign. Fortunately for her, she doesn't seem to be the kind of person that'll be interested in that shit. So, I think that works well for her because she doesn't give 2 shits about astrology. And hopefully that will stay the case. Because I imagine it would suck to care about astrology when you don't have the right birth details on file, not even your sun sign. Now, what do I mean when I say that the United States is going through its Pluto return and I'm going through my Saturn return at around the same time? Well, it basically means that the person I become as an adult is closely tied to the country that the United States becomes. And that does seem true to me. I mean, I've always felt it like the future of this country will decide what I am like as an adult. As a mature adult, the future of this country is going to tell me what kind of adult I'm going to be. And in 2022, I believe that answer will come to me. And it may be terrifying, it may be a sign of relief, but I do not actually believe that it will be a sigh of relief because I have no belief in this country at all after what it put me through. Yes, actually put me through all of that. Yes, I'm blaming the country for this. Well, listen, guys. I'm not the only one in this country that votes, okay? Seriously. I'm not the only country. I'm not the only person that votes. Alright. Let's begin. It is time. You think you're so tough, but you aren't. You aren't tough at all. I'll show you what happens when you mess with me. So how about I show you? How about I show you my power? It'll terrify you at your core. Yeah, that's right, it'll terrify you. It'll shake you at your very soul. Yeah, that's right, it'll shake you at your soul. You've been defeated. That was even a quick victory. That was a quick victory, too. I like turbo duels because I can do things in turbo duels that I can't in normal duels. Including riding a motorcycle. Yeah, I can't ride a motorcycle in real life. And also, why would anyone else want to duel on... Why would anyone want to duel on a motorcycle? That's what I want to ask. Well, anyway, as much as I do not understand the laws of physics in 5Ds, that is not actually my concern. My concern is just the fact that I have to find out what I'm doing with the rest of this video. Yeah. I've got the title already. This is ridiculous. Like, look at you. Like, look at this. I have every reward. It's 3 days. And it's only been 3 days. When it came to the 4 event, it definitely took me more than that, I think. How long did it take me? I cannot remember. I just know that I kept dueling him over and over. For no reason other than I wanted to. Okay. Now, I'm actually not going to duel him again for the rest of the night. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be doing much recording for the rest of the night. Because, man, I really have a lot of videos to upload, so I should get started on that. I can start on that while I'm cleaning, but, you know, I don't know, actually, should I do that while I'm cleaning? That might not be such a good decision. I do not know. Anyway, I might decide not to record for the rest of the night, considering that I've already got the title. But, I mean, they're still reset. And to be completely honest, it's actually interesting that I have reached my goal well before reset, so it's not midnight yet. Now since I haven't decided if I want to record again for the rest of the night, I might decide not to play the game for the rest of the night either. Which is interesting considering this game is, it's kept me sane, pretty much. Like, throughout the entire cleaning process, it has kept me sane. I cannot say enough just how exhausted I have been because of, I cannot say just how exhausted I have been. I cannot say enough how exhausted I was when I was done cleaning. Like, I was seriously at my limit there. I was so close to my limit that I was just like, oh my god. Is this what it feels like after a workout? I don't know. Anyway, I don't think my muscles were used enough to feel like a workout, but I definitely felt like, yeah, I can't do much else. This is it. I can't do shit besides this. Okay. I'm gonna have to go around and duel some legendary duelists. I'm going to check out 5 World first. Obviously, because I'm trying to get one card. Yeah, that one card that I said probably sucks, but I still want it anyway. Yeah, I still want it even though it probably sucks. I don't see anyone else using it, definitely, but I mean, just because no one else uses it doesn't mean I can't. However, if I go into a ranked fight if I go into a ranked duel with it, then I'm probably not going to have a very good time because I don't see it being very competitive. Now, I do think that the card would be fun to have some use, but it's only useful when it comes to duels with Xyz monsters. It might be useful in some events regarding Um, in Zexal World, it might be interesting to use in Zexal events, but aside from Zexal World, I don't really think the card is that great. I just want to use it, and I like it. I want to use it. I do not care if it's good or not. Let me use my cards even if they aren't good. And like, I can say that a card isn't good, but that doesn't mean I will stop using it. That does not mean I will stop using it. Dude, no. No. Let me play this game, please. Dude, this is a disaster. This is the video where no network... I just said it. I am so done. I cannot believe how many connection issues I've gotten over the past few days. I can't even believe how little English I've spoken this week, let alone this entire year. I really need to learn more English, you know? I don't think that I know. I don't think I know it very well. And now I think I might have a slight, what is the word? I think, no, wait, that's probably not accurate either. I think I'm thinking of the word speech impediment, but I don't think I have that. I just think that I've got something, like I get like a trip over my words, but I'm not quite stuttering. I'm just struggling to get the words out for some reason, and it takes me longer than usual to, get myself out of that. Is there a word for this? It's probably just my imagination, and there isn't a word for this because no one else has this problem. But I do know that one of my problems is... Okay, that was fast. Interesting. Okay. I did not expect that. I'm not fighting you again right now, okay, dude? You sit over there until whenever there's another part of the story out. I'm going to spend the entire... I'm gonna wait until reset on December 10th, and wait a minute. No, that's not right. That doesn't work. Let me look at the scoring again, because that's the only way I have to look at something real quick. The damage rank, the schedule here. Okay, so, what? Okay. Well, I messed up in saying that I was going to wait until reset, but... I mean, I basically said I was going to wait until reset on December 10th, and then I was like, wait, I can't do that, because then because reset would mean it's December 10th, but it's actually tonight. So this might be an issue then. The issue being, I will have to make further videos. Obviously though, I do actually have something that I do have something to pay attention to. And it's this. As if the rank duels didn't tell me the message themselves. Yeah, the rank duels were like, dude, they should have told me right away that there were more drawing quizzes out. But for some reason, it didn't tell me anything. Okay, well, now I know. It's giving me that message because there are new ones. I'm going to do the loner deck duels too. Okay, well, I can save the dueling quizzes and I can do the trial duel. I don't know. I'm just thinking about what I should do here. Well, first off, I'm going to go favorite that card that I said sucks, but I still want to use it anyway, because I like it, and because if I can use it, then I will absolutely use it. I do not care if the card sucks. I use whatever I want. I use whatever I want, okay? Seriously. I mean, this is definitely better than being controlled by wanting to use Amazonuses all the time. I mean, now I just want to use your bell all the time. Kind of reminds me of Jaden's backstory, where he tried to summon you Bell all the time. Well, before he decided that they were, that something was wrong with them. And had them sent into space to deal with that and heal and all that. But obviously that is a flawed way of approaching the situation. And then again, he was a kid when he decided that, so I'm not sure I should be too critical. But then again, part of me is just like, what did you expect to happen? Do you think space is friendly? I don't. I do not think space is friendly. I mean, obviously it can be, I mean, there can be life in space. Like, do you really think Earth isn't in space? Just because we live here doesn't mean Earth isn't still in space, okay? Do not say that Earth isn't in space, because it absolutely is. It's still there even though we live here. I should say that I like some of the Earthbound Immortals. I think some of them are nice. Now, obviously, I haven't really built a deck for them, but I do have a plan to in the future. And it's nice to decide that I want to actually build decks besides just Amazonuses. Like, I want to build more decks than just what I usually use all the time. I mean, just wanting to use more than one single archetype is good. I can already appreciate that. And I struggled with not wanting to use Amazonuses until Varanes started. Sometime during Varanes, I decided that I actually wanted to use other decks. And I didn't want to stick to just Amazonuses. I'm not sure what Varanes did to accomplish this, but sure. And yeah, look at this. Do you think this deck is good? I mean, do you think this card is good? I mean, we could discuss if this deck is good too, but that's not what I meant to say. This card is probably very bad. In fact, I'm just thinking of using it in Zexal events. Yeah, I'm thinking of using it in Zexal events and maybe when dueling at the gate. But primarily duelists at the gate that are in Zexal world. But it has a use. I can find a use for it. I mean, Charles found a use for Ojamas, okay? So I can find a use for this. And the most terrifying thing that I'm going to say in this entire video is, there might one day be a day where I decide to build an Ojama deck. I'm already in need of therapy for this. I need therapy for this exact quote. Please, I don't want to actually do it. I might though, I might. I mean, shutting off my opponent's field zones, that's very appealing to me. And reverse, oh god, this is a nightmare. I think this video has gone on long enough. This is it, that's it for this video, guys. I will see you in my next one.